Oh boy, he is back. I was seriously thinking that we had seen the last of this guy. This guy has to be one of the most sinister clickbaiters on YouTube. He first came to my attention during my coverage of the Gabby Petito case. During that case, everyone was trying to figure out where was Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito's boyfriend. If you don't know, Gabby Petito was like a vlogger who went missing. Her boyfriend went missing as well. Everyone thought the boyfriend killed her. It turns out that he did. But as the internet was coming together, trying to find clues, trying to find out where Brian Laundrie was, he who must not be named shared a fake video that he claimed was from Brian Laundrie. He claimed that this video snippet was accidentally posted on one of Brian Laundrie's Instagram accounts. Now, this immediately went viral. It was the cause of a lot of conspiracy theories and speculation surrounding that case, but it turns out that it was completely fake. And most of us could kind of see it was fake from the beginning, but the internet as a whole was tricked. And then, weeks later, once Gabby Petito's body was found, due to the help of YouTubers, by the way, this guy shared fake autopsy photos of Gabby Petito. Basically went and found photos of another woman's dead body that kind of looked like Gabby Petito, and used those photos in his thumbnail and what have you, while spreading lies about the Gabby Petito story. Now that was horrible enough, right? But it actually gained him a lot of subscribers. People were watching the channel. People were falling for the lies time in and time out, over and over again. This dude would get exposed for completely fabricating 90% of what he would do and say on YouTube, but people would always fall for it. And then when people would realize, hey, this guy's clickbaiting us, this guy's a liar, this guy's a fraud, he would move on to another story and gain another following from simply clickbaiting and putting fake information out there. A lot of the internet is gullible. And a lot of these people thought this dude was breaking news, when in reality, he was sharing very obviously fake photos and video clips and things of that nature, basically to I guess, gain clout. Now, he did this during the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard story. He shared fake videos of Amber Heard pooping on the street. All types of stuff. If you could think of a popular news story within the last couple of years, I guarantee you this guy covered it and exploited it by basically sharing a bunch of fake news. And it's like the dude knows, it's very obvious that he knows what he's doing, but he doesn't care. He doesn't care at all. He doesn't care about credibility. I honestly question this dude's morals and what type of person he must be in real life if every day he gets on the internet for the sole purpose of lying about these stories. And it's not like he'll do one-off videos with a quick little lie and a quick little clickbait. No, he will day in and day out cover a story, much like other YouTubers, but the whole time he will just spread a lot of nonsense. I'm sure there are other YouTubers watching my video right now who have dealt with this. Just to name a few. The Nerd Report. If you haven't already, go check out that channel. I believe he actually made a video on this as well. He's been calling out this dude too, because it's been going on for years now at this point. He just comes into these big stories and he shares some of the fakest stuff I've ever seen, yet somehow, often, it goes viral, it catches on, and people fall for it. And it's actually been damaging to ongoing investigations. It's actually been really hurtful to some of the families of victims. Most recently, he doctored and edited a video clip that had something to do with the Idaho 4 case and Brian Koberger. In this clip, he took audio from a domestic dispute with some woman and her boyfriend, I believe, and he spliced it into this like cam footage recording of something to do with the Idaho 4 from the neighbor's house. You know what I mean? Like their security camera outside. Long story short, because I'm not going to sit here and go over this dude's whole history, and he has a very long history, a very long crap sheet of lying on the internet. Long story short, he got called out for this. The mainstream media accidentally picked up on this clip, and then they realized it was fake. And I don't know if this dude was threatened with lawsuits, but it got out there in the mainstream that what this dude was doing. And he went and he scrubbed his channel of tons and tons and tons of videos, and then he disappeared for months. And I was thinking maybe this guy learned his lesson. Or at the very least, maybe this guy will come back and he will have learned his lesson, and maybe he will try to do better in the future. You know what I mean? Maybe he realizes that he was wrong. Maybe he realizes that doing this is wrong. And you can get views on YouTube without having to fake it, without having to lie. But I was wrong. Because it turns out he has returned to YouTube. But he's not here to right his wrongs. He has not learned a lesson yet. No. Never mind the fact that this guy had to go into hiding. He had to delete half of his YouTube videos because they're filled with fake information that can get him sued. Never mind that. He immediately comes back spreading fake news once again, and this time he is spreading fake news about the Jamie Foxx situation. As you all know, I have talked about it in multiple videos on my channel. If you haven't already, go check them out. There's a very mysterious situation going on right now with Jamie Foxx. We don't know what happened to the guy. There is conflicting information out there online. The mainstream media is reporting one thing. Family members are saying another. The most recent information to come out is that Jamie Foxx was left blind and paralyzed after getting the jab. So what does this guy do? He decides that he's going to come into this news story, once again, just totally disregard everyone's feelings. We have a lot of fans of Jamie Foxx who are concerned and worried about what may have happened to him. I'm assuming that his family, Jamie Foxx's actual family, they're worried about what's going on with him. The general public, we're all sitting here wondering what's going on with Jamie Foxx. And this guy decides it's a good time to return to YouTube to manipulate small-minded and, just to be frank, dumbass people, and to prey on people's emotions. And he came back to YouTube sharing this very obviously fake photo of Jamie Foxx, claiming that this is what Jamie Foxx looks like now, that he's blind and in a wheelchair. So this guy has not learned a single lesson. After having to scrub his YouTube channel, after disappearing for months, he immediately comes back with the fake news. And it's not like he's even trying. Just blatantly, obviously fake photos that he sat there. It probably took him all of maybe 3 to 4 minutes to make this. And he's putting it out there on the internet as if it's real. And at this point, I honestly have to question this dude's mental stability and his mental health. Because this is some form of insanity. at this point. You know, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. And it's almost as if he's posting fake news over and over again, expecting that people are going to eventually take him seriously and respect him for what he's doing, but that's never going to happen. Yes, you may fool some dumb people in the short term, but in the long run, you are damaging your name, you are damaging your image, and I don't know if he cares about that or not, but at this point, I can't help but believe that this dude almost has an addiction for doing this. Like a crack addict, he's sitting there scratching himself, scratching his neck like, oh my God, I gotta get back out there with the fake news. He could come out here and report regular stuff like everyone else, and he would probably still do okay. The dude has more subs than me. The dude gets a good amount of views on his videos. And I guess most of that is because he puts these wild stories out there that a lot of people want to cling on to even though they're fake, which is another huge problem with YouTube. And it's one of the reasons why I kind of keep distancing myself from true crime, because I realize that whoever just comes out and creates the most wild, whacked out theory in their mind, that's who's going to be the most successful at covering true crime. It has nothing to do with your skill. It has nothing to do with your presentation. It has nothing to do with you as an individual. What people are looking at for is the most juiciest story. So people are realizing that, and they're manipulating people. And this is what this guy has made a living off of doing. He hops into every story that someone may be emotional about, and he just goes off the rails with this wild, bogus stuff. And sadly, there are a lot of people who believe him. But I honestly wonder, like, what is wrong with this dude? Because it has to be something like mentally off with him. And I realized that early on, because when I started YouTube, I used to film my videos, even when I'm talking about like true crime, with my dogs. And I noticed that after I popped on the scene and my channel started exploding, this guy went and bought a dog and tried to be like me, basically. He went and got a dog, even named the dog Gabby, despite the fact that the dog was a boy, and kind of tried to place the dog right next to him in his videos, kind of how I was doing my videos, which was just one of many reasons why I stopped doing videos with my dogs, because it was really weird and creepy, and you could tell like this was this dude almost trying to mimic what I was doing on YouTube. So everything about this dude has always been really off and downright almost creepy to me. But at this point, seeing that even, after you had to delete half of your channel, even after the mainstream media called you out, even after everyone called you out, and you disappeared for months, and by deleting all of those videos and by disappearing, you acknowledged that even you knew in your mind that you had done wrong. Yet you're back to do wrong again. For what? Like I said, it has to be something within this dude's mind that is off, that he really gets off. Like he really gets pleasure from just putting fake news out there. Me, I get pleasure from putting factual information out there that other people might not know. I do get pleasure from that. I like doing that. This guy gets off on the fact that he fools people with very obviously fake nonsense. And he does it time and time again. And here I am, once again, having to call this dude out because he's reared his ugly head back out of the woodworks to try to manipulate people once again with this nonsense. And I can't stand for it. And I don't think other people will either. But let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.